series with, you know, I don't know how many people were there, but there was people just looked like a flop house all over the house, just
laying on the floor,
yeah, laying on the
couches.
floor, and you know, just all the remnants of the wedding kind of drifted to my parents' house, and this guy was holding court. I mean, he was laying it down. It was just like
funny.
People were just like, "Who the hell is this guy?" And I just remember just laughing so hard. Just, I couldn't believe it. Literally, I almost vomited.
His face hurt.
That's
his
true
jaws
success
hurt.
when you can make someone vomit the story.
I used to ride Enduros, which are like automobile rallies, but they're motorcycles, and they're long distance things, and you have to maintain a right speed, and you know, it's over rough terrain, and they're really wonderful, and they're very hard. And anyway, my riding buddy was Roger Paris. Well, Roger ended up stealing my wife.
But not yet.
Yeah.
But not yet.
Okay, yeah.
It was so bizarre. We were very, very close, very good friends. So we drove to Arkansas, to the White Mountain Enduro.
Don't answer.
Is it Pat?
Keep going.
Don't answer
Well,
it.
bring it here and put it on mute and don't talk. I mean, put it on speaker and don't talk.
Well, don't let him talk.
Put it on. Just put it on speaker.
I'll be
It's
rude.
down at the bottom.
Here, Dad, give me.
Favorite damn story. How you doing?
Just put it down there. And so.
You're the bull.
Yeah. And so, Roger and I drove to Missouri. I'm not Missouri, Arkansas, and we spent the night in a motel. And got up about 4 because we had to be out to we registered, but we had to suit up and take off at our allotted time. And in those days, it was so wonderful because we were nervous, and it was a different place, and it was so exciting, and we had worked on our bikes forever to get them just right, and got every bolt just right, tight, and spokes and everything. So anyway, we ate breakfast, and it was just, you can barely hold it down, and your stomach is rolling and everything. So we went to this state park in Arkansas. And of course, my bowels were saying, "Hey, speak to me." You drank beer last night and you drank grease this morning, and you're scared to death, so take care of me. So I said, Roger, pull in, and there was one of these stone bathrooms at a state park. And
You know what they're like.
Yeah.
and no lights.
Right.
So Roger pulled in, and I got out, and I had all this gear on: riding boots, riding pants, jacket. Didn't have my helmet on, of course, yet, and heavy sweatshirt, protective gear, and everything. So I went in there and started pulling clothes off. God, it was kind of cold and kind of damp and everything. Dark, I couldn't see anything. So I got my pants down, and I sat down on the toilet, and I just went. The back of the toilet had a pile of shit on it about that big.
Someone else's poo.
Yes.
God.
And it went all up my ass. It went all between my legs. It went up under my scrotum. And
Like
just didn't know what to do. I was completely lost. And I sat there for a minute and realized what had happened. I thought, well, my first job is to get cleaned up. You know, I forgot about my bowels and thought about I've got to get cleaned up. I'm completely fouled here. And, you know, I hate to say this, but I'm going to say it. The guy's shit was cold on top. And it had a crust on it. I broke through it. And anyway, so I started getting toilet paper off, and luckily there was toilet paper, and this genius bastard that did this had pissed all over the toilet paper, so it was sodden. I started just grabbing hunks of it as fast as I could off of there. And, you know, I stood up and, you know, I didn't know what I did, what I could do, and you can imagine what, and I'd pull another hunk off and do what I could do. And I really couldn't do much. And, and you know, and I think I just ripped all the sodden toilet paper off. And I, you know, I just had to quit because I couldn't do it anymore. And I pulled my pants up, and I mean, I was going to have to ride an 8-hour enduro in this stuff. And I walked out, and Roger was propped up against the car like this. And I walked out, I mean, just kind of walked out very dejected.